Hello Leo, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with on a romantic level, what it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. Keep in mind that the type of reading that I do, I am not channeling any spirit. I am just using my higher energy. There is no spirit, positive or negative, that I'm connecting with. And if some people do think there may be negative, just to let you know, I have packages to get rid of negative energy, and so they do not like coming near me. Only at the end of the reading do I channel, and that is with Archangel Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. All right. You have 2 extra cards. Oh, very different. So some of you may be in a relationship. This could be a situationship. This could be simply that you've exchanged glances and you know that there's something there. But with these cards, Leo, I could definitely see that this is a very impactful kind of relationship. It was or it is. It's still very intense. You have some really, really big cards here. Like there's grief, there's boundaries, and there's betrayal. There's even illness, wellness, which talks about someone being very depressed. And there's various levels of depression. First card's the strongest here. We have power, followed by laughter. Then we have grief. Then we have crossroads, sexuality, boundaries, illness, wellness, betrayal. Then we have love, followed by nourishment under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. All right, Leo. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Leo, the connection that I have with you, sometimes I find it difficult to concentrate. You are somebody who makes me emotionally vulnerable and weak in the knees. You have a way of tempting me and making me melt, and you don't have to try hard at all. It just happens. I do feel that in this connection, I have found a friend. Someone who makes me laugh. Someone who I can rely on. You are like a friend to me. And the friendship that I have, I hold dearly to that. Because I haven't found a friend like you before. The friendship is sensual in nature, but there's something about you that I feel is more. I do feel grief, and I feel upset. I have remorse. I feel regretful because of what I have said and what I did. And I also feel bad for the things that I never said that I should have, and for the things that I should have done but I just never did. Now I'm at a crossroads. What I want to do is make a decision. And the decision that I'm making now, because I have a choice, my choice is to not treat you the way I did before, sexually. I want to put boundaries on what I do with you. What I did before, to some degree, misled you. You thought that this relationship was something else, and yet, in my mind, it was something completely different. Sexually, I desire you a lot, greatly, so much. But I do feel that in this connection, it is important for me now to take a step back and not be so addicted to you. Because this addiction is unhealthy. It is very tempting, but it is not healthy. I also feel that creating this boundary now is good for me. It's important to do so. By keeping healthy boundaries, there can be a level of respect. Yes, distance may be there, but sometimes it's important to have distance when it comes to the physical. Because to you, it may have felt as though I took advantage of you, of your kind nature. I just took and you just gave. And now, because of this, I feel sometimes even sick to my stomach because of what I did to you. It makes me feel very depressed, despair, sadness, emotional trauma that I have gone through in the past. I also feel as if things are weighing me down. I find it difficult to go above the surface of the water. I don't find it easy. For me, there are many things that haunt me and weigh me down. I'm not able to move on. And the reason for this is because I know also I have betrayed you. I have betrayed somebody who has given me unconditional love. This is something that never should have happened. At some time, some point in time when you and I were together, you thought you knew me. But now it seems to you as if you never really knew me at all. And I was like a stranger to you. And you had put all your faith, all your trust in me. It is difficult for me to show my face to you after this betrayal. This is why I also keep my boundaries. Even though I know I have to make a decision, I want to make the right, healthy decision. I don't want to be that person that has a toxic relationship like it was before. And why do I want to have this change? Because I do love you. I do have love for you. This love is true. It's sacred. It's beautiful. It's true and it is unconditional. This is how I feel about you. Right now, I'm starting to realize that you are the complete package. Spiritually, emotionally, physically. There's so many things that happen between you and I, things that I have observed and seen. And I now know that you have that talent of fulfilling me, nourishing me. Nobody else can really do that. It's hard to find that in an individual. I do feel that you are the complete package. But for now, I feel I need to give you some breathing space. All right, Leo. You have here 4 very, very strong cards. You have grief, boundaries, illness, wellness, and then you have betrayal. I mean, these are huge. So this could be vice versa as well. Typically, I do look into what it is your person of interest is feeling. However, we do exchange energy, and we also pick up on the other person's energy too. We can also be mirroring the other person. So, is it possible that this could be your feelings and emotions, or these could be your feelings and emotions? Yes, it is. This could be you. This could be your person of interest. It could be both of you. The grief I do see is very mutual, though. The grief is quite mutual. The feeling of betrayal is very mutual. And the boundaries, definitely very mutual. And of course, this feeling of love, but also kind of hiding that love, that also is there. So some of you may feel this person doesn't love you. This person does love you. They're actually trying to protect you from their bad behavior. I'm getting the message of this person feeling unworthy of you. They don't feel worthy. Okay, I have here the Lover's Path Tarot. So I'm going to have a look at a card, any card that comes out. Why is it that this situation started to go downhill? What happened that caused the problem in the first place? Princess of Arrows. Okay. Then we have Triumph. Okay. Princess of Arrows. All right. There must have been, at some point in your relationship, a lack of communication. So it appears here that messages should have been exchanged, meaning somebody should have spoken. Education is written here. So somebody should have known some type of information or known a piece of information that would have helped the situation. But that piece of information never came through. So there was a lack of communication, there was a lack of messages, and therefore there was a lack of understanding. There was also ignorance and confusion that this person had. Why? Because there was not enough communication between the both of you. You, Leo, may have wanted to communicate with this person, and they just kind of brushed it off. They were not really into communicating. And that's one of the reasons why things started to go downhill. I mean, because they didn't actually put in the effort. It does talk about confusion here. They were simply confused about the connection. They were ignorant about it, and they did not understand as much as they would like to. So they knew that they wanted to understand it, but they never really made the effort. Now, sorry, we also have here Triumph. All right. So earlier in this relationship, somebody here felt very happy, as if there was a closure in a phase of life. You thought that actually this is the one. Most of you, not all of you. But unfortunately, that phase kind of like faded. We also have here how there is this fear of expansion, and they were feeling very pessimistic. Even if they were uncertain about how the future will manifest, they were actually hoping for a better and hopeful period ahead. But one of the main issues here was that they were just very, very negative. They were afraid of expanding. So anything that is different, right, Leo? Sometimes anything that's different is just very uncomfortable. And for that reason, Once it's uncomfortable, somebody doesn't feel confident. And when they don't feel confident, they don't want to move on. Plus, this person was completely confused, right? They were confused. There was a little bit of ignorance there. So there was no move being taken from this person's point of view and from their side, because there was a lack of knowledge, because there was a lack of communication, and because there was fear of moving forward and fear of expanding. And why was there the fear of expanding? The fear of expanding. So this person could only expand in this connection if they knew what they were getting into. You see, the problem is they didn't move on and grow in this connection because they didn't know what they were getting into. They thought they did, but apparently they didn't. They thought that everything that was happening right in front of them, that was the end all be all. But that's not the way relationships are. Relationships are very complex. Relationships like are a weaved basket, intertwined. One part of the relationship depends on the other part. And so this is exactly the problem here, that, and I'm going to use a basket as an example because I see a basket in my mind's eye. The basket, which is brown, it's like brown wicker. This individual was not looking at the whole picture. They were only looking at a certain part of that basket. And so they weren't actually looking at the entirety of not just you, but the actual relationship itself. Now, why does somebody do this? Because remember how I earlier said they didn't feel very worthy. Their priorities were different. And then so they started to feel guilty at some point that I can't do this and I can't do that, because they just weren't feeling comfortable anymore. At some point in time, they started to feel extremely uncomfortable with all that was happening and how it was happening to the both of you. So they just didn't want to move on with that because it made them feel uncomfortable. They didn't feel confident. Let's have a look at any actions, any intentions that this individual has towards you. All right, we have the Four of Swords, followed by the Queen of Wands. Then we have the Hermit card. Oh, then we have the Seven of Swords. For some of you, just a tiny portion, you may, 2, 3, 23, 23% perhaps, are in a third-party situation. Now, this is not bad, but there's a lot of introspection. A lot of introspection. This person, it's not easy for this person just to pack up their bags and then start a new day. This is not going to happen like that. This is not one of those people. So the first card is the strongest here. You have here the Four of Swords. According to this person, a lot has happened in their life with you. And they've had enough and they need time to rest. Now, resting doesn't mean that they're actually relaxing. They're trying to heal. They're resting and they're healing their heart because their heart has been disappointed. Sometimes they're not exactly disappointed at us, but they're disappointed at themselves for treating us that way. And so some people do punish themselves in that way. And that is when they also feel that they are unworthy of another person's love, which is why they kind of keep their distance like that. Now, we do have here an extremely passionate card, the Queen of Wands. Yes, this person finds you to be very sexy, very seductive, very alluring. There's a lot of like good qualities here as well. This person also feels that you are somebody who is highly intuitive. Now, this is a recognition of you. That's not an action. That's just them recognizing you. One of the actions in the beginning is them resting. Even resting is an action. Here we have the Hermit card. So the Hermit card is another action card, but that action is just for the individual. They're not actually, that action as a hermit is not exactly affecting the entire relationship at that moment in time. This person is turning into a hermit. They want to have some self-reflection. They want to isolate themselves. They want to know, why are they like this? Why do they do this? Why do they behave like this? They want to know this, and so they turn into the hermit, keeping quiet, not having any distraction from the rest of the world, trying to see what is right, what is wrong, why do I do this, why did I do this to my Leo, and how can I fix it? Unfortunately, the next card right after that, that little fixing thought process that happened, the answer to this person's problem is not the correct answer, but it is a sneaky answer. They want to come into your life sneakily. They want to sneak in. The problem here is that, yes, if you sneak into a connection, this could be a third-party connection. But the problem is, after all of that thought, that time, those emotions that are being put into this hermit mode, what's the use if you're going to come back and you're just going to be doing everything secretively? If everything's in secret, there's no need for that. It should not be like that. So this is a problem, you see. They want to be passionate with you, but they want to have it under wraps. Could be because this is a third-party situation. Maybe you guys, I'm kidding, a school. Maybe you guys like work in a school. Oh yikes. I don't know who this might be for. But like a professor and a student. So there's something going on here where that happens. And, depending on the age group, right? Depending on the age. And, the appropriate type of situation. It's okay, a professor and a student. It's not supposed to happen ethically, right? It's against their code of conduct. But people are people. Life happens, right? There's something happening here where somebody wants a whole lot of sex. They want a whole lot of passion. It is nice, but they are so restricted. Something or somebody is holding them back. And the problem is, with the Ace of Wands under the bottom of the deck, it is beautiful. This person does want to start something. They want to have this beautiful relationship that's just going to blossom. But it's not just about love. It's a lot of passion, like sexual passion. The only issue here is that it might be kind of hidden in a way. I'm also getting intuitively that some of your backgrounds might be different. I'm getting different religious backgrounds. People from a different religion may be in love with somebody else from a different religion, and that might not be allowed. And that meeting is in secret because it's not permitted. All right, so do I see any action? No, not yet. They have a plan, though. The plan is that they want you in a sneaky way. That's their plan. That is such a bad plan. But sometimes you have to be sneaky, depending on whatever you're dealing with. You want the person. There's no other way. Then you have to sneak around. All right, I'm just going to do a quick prayer. Right. Oh, yikes. Okay, so this is from Archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. Communicate clearly. Oh, isn't that what I just said earlier? That there was a lack of communication and a lack of understanding in this connection. First card is the strongest, and that is communicate clearly. Okay. So when we talk about communicating clearly, it also means don't write paragraphs and paragraphs and texts. Don't do that. Just keep it like 1 or 2 sentences in the maximum. I mean, if you could do it, make it like 5 words, 6 words, that's it. But if you need to, if you can't get your point across, maximum like 2 or 3 sentences, and that's it. Don't go beyond that. It starts making you look very desperate, especially when it's the feminine energy, trying to please the masculine energy. So that's a problem. Try to keep your communication short and sweet so that you can actually get your point across, because if there's too much information, people get lost in the details. So we also have here, don't stop. So don't stop giving and receiving love. We do have wait. So it is important for you to wait because it does talk about a time period. So you're going to have to wait for a certain moment in time when things are going to start to feel better. We do have yes, there will be success, but it is up to you if you want this. If you don't want this, you can jump onto a different timeline and then there will be a different destiny for you. It's already written out for you. We are just playing these parts. So if you're on track A, feel free to jump on track W because that destiny is still written out for you. You just have to play that part and your life will be slightly different. There's nothing written and set in stone. We change it as we go along. Now, we have here, it's up to you. This particular card talks about choice, and that's what I mean. If some of you want to be in this connection and to continue, that is okay. You will have to wait. There will be success. They're saying here to trust in the Christ consciousness or just trust in God, and that's fine. Have that positive faith. Within the next few months, it could be. That's why they're saying to wait. Whatever is going to happen is not going to happen anytime soon. This is up to you, and if you decide to make this choice, it'll be okay. Whether you decide to be with this person or not with this person, in the next few months, still there's going to be success in your life. That's good. You're not stuck with this person. You're not bound to this person. Dear Leo, that is your reading. I hope I was able to provide you with some clarity and some guidance. Do let me know in the comments below if any of you resonated with this reading. All right. You all take care and stay safe. Bye now.